Hello everyone. So this is the video that I was supposed to have done last time, but as you saw I got inspired elsewhere, and in a way this video kind of follows on from that one, in as much as what makes goth clothing goth. Well, in my not particularly humble opinion, I believe that clothing becomes goth clothing because a goth is wearing it. And more often than not, it isn't what you are wearing, but the way you are wearing it. You will also know that the majority of my clothing comes from charity shops, and they were high street items before that. At the moment, it seems that my favourite skirts have all come from Marks and Spencer's, part of the Per Una range, and my favourite tops are these turtleneck collar things, which I've got from Primark and New Look and, you know, the other cheap ones. I've got long sleeves and short sleeves and no sleeves. I've got thick ones and thin ones and thermal ones and light ones and the cold shoulder ones and all sorts. I've always found that the easiest, quickest and, to be honest, cheapest way to goth up an outfit is with accessories. So I thought that I would do a little series for you showing you some of my accessories, and I thought today I would start with the costume jewellery, and specifically, as the title says, coins and collars. Now, those of you who watch me regularly will have seen that my kind of everyday jewellery is sterling silver. I've got a couple of items that are white gold, but the rest is all sterling silver. I generally wear 3 necklaces, and they change from time to time, very often depending on the colour of my nail varnish, weirdly. I have a reasonable collection over here on my right hand, the most important one being my SOS bracelet just there. On my other hand, I generally wear an assortment of bangles. I have 2 Egyptian ones. One is all unks. The other one is unks and cartouches. I wear this one here, which has got my bat on it, and the beads will change colour to match the nail varnish, as you can see. And this one back here is another little clip bangle with some beads on it. I often have a miniature Buddhist demon dagger on here, but because I'm wearing a large one around my neck at the moment, I've changed that for my S, my runic S. And as you've seen in many videos, I've got rings on every finger, sometimes more than one, and the rings on my left hand will change depending on the colour of the nails again. But if I'm going out somewhere, or if I just fancy a change, I like to put on some large costume jewellery, and if I'm wearing either a high neck like this or a mandarin collar, something where I've got black all the way up, I do like to wear the large statement silver tone pieces. Most of these pieces that I'm going to show you have come from charity shops and flea markets. I've picked them up second hand off of eBay. Some of the items I bought new, but they came from Turkey or Uzbekistan or India, and they weren't particularly expensive, even with postage and packing. I don't think there's a single item in this entire collection that cost me more than 10 quid. Most of them were considerably less than that. So let's get started with the one that I'm wearing at the moment. Can you see this? I think it was 2 quid in a bundle of a whole bunch of other necklaces, and it is 3 layers of chain with these tiny little coins on. It's so pretty and it makes a nice noise. Connected to a triangular piece at each end. It just hooks in like that. And with these larger pieces, I do like them quite close to my throat, I have this one. Again, little faux coins, this time with little bells on the chains. There's going to be quite a lot of glare and reflection. I do apologise, guys. Can't really be helped. This was another charity shop find, and I think this was about £2.50. I know it wasn't expensive. Sticking with the coins that I wear close to my throat, we have this one. Now this I did get from eBay new, and I believe this was the one that I paid £9.99 for. Now it did have a longer chain on the other end, which I have removed because, as I've said, I like to wear this particular style very close to the throat. And I bought a bracelet. It was supposed to be to match, but I was a bit of a numpty and bought one with 2 layers of these washer type dewies instead of just one. But you know, I don't care, I like it. Again, this was new from eBay, and I think that was about a £5. Not expensive. This is another charity shop find. Now these are actually real coins as opposed to pretend ones, and it's got the little pewter beads on here. The chain is slightly darker, it's not quite so shiny. I have left the chain full length on this one so I can adjust how long I have it, how close to the throat or not, and I can double up this one with one of my other ones that's a little bit closer to the neckline if I want to be a bit more decadent. Sticking with the coins, I have a couple of longer ones, and I will quite often wear a choker coin necklace with then another longer coin necklace that hangs further down. This one I may have to kind of run it up and down a little bit. We've got quite a large pendant piece at the bottom with the dangly bits, and the front part, the bottom part of the chain has these little links with the coins falling off. And again, they're not real coins, they're kind of pretend coins. This was a piece that came from India, I believe, and I think this was about £8 with postage. So not a huge amount of money. This next pendant I have on a long, one of these sort of almost like a plug chain type do's. I actually made this pendant myself. I adjusted the 2 previous necklaces that I showed you, and I had a few bits left over, so I thought I would make another pendant from them. So I went to a hobby shop and just bought this round wire circle thingy here, and then just added the rest of the bits and pieces to it. And because it's made out of the same stuff, it goes very well with that other coin necklace that I was showing you a moment ago. Another long one. This one I believe came from Turkey, and this is another eBay purchase. Smaller coins this time, and they're a similar size to the first one I showed you, so it works quite nicely doubled up with that one, or indeed with that one. See, similar sizes. This one's a bit more blingy. I found this at a boot sale, I think. Only cost me a couple of quid. Large fake onyx and some, you know, pretend diamonds there. I thought it was quite nice, quite different. And again, I will often double that up with one of the longer ones with the black stone in. Moving on to collars now. These next two came from Poundland, would you believe? So this one here, they're not coins. They're actually, it looks like there's 1 and then 3 and then 5 coins. It's not, it's actually one piece of metal joined together with these different styled bars underneath. I rather like that. This next one is a filigree collar. I believe you've seen this before in my boys video. I think this looks really good right up close under a collared shirt coming out where the tie would normally be. And I don't wear a collared shirt very often, so I don't wear this one very often, but it was only £1, so who cares? This next item you've seen a couple of times before, once in the charity shop haul when I actually bought it, and once in one of my Toya outfit of the night videos. It's this very nice statement piece. This looks absolutely fabulous with a turtleneck collar. Really like that one. Charity shop, not particularly expensive. Another charity shop piece. This one's a little bit more delicate, and because of that I don't tend to wear it so often. It's filigree wire. It's incredibly pretty, but it is slightly fragile, and because of the size of the hook, I can't really adjust the length of it particularly well, because the end of the hook won't go through the links. I suppose I could change the hook, but nevertheless, a very pretty item, and I think that was no more than a couple of quid. I can't really remember now. Neither coins nor a collar, but a nice big statement necklace nonetheless. Again, another charity shop find. It is incredibly long. Very, very long. And it's got this rather fabulous Dewberry firkin on the bottom. Lots of little kind of dangly bell type things, and the chains and stuff. I have no idea how you would describe that, but it's pretty and I like it, so I bought it. Again, charity shop find, probably no more than a couple of quid. So of course I'm a goth, and as you know, with goths more is definitely more. Most of the time if I'm wearing any of these necklaces, I generally only wear the two, but of course if you want to make more impact, you can always layer more necklaces like I've done here. That's a very quick scoot through my silver tone costume jewellery collection. I think the next one is going to be black beads and brooches. So until then, take care. Bye.